I've only been off the pill for a month, but it could happen. Wouldn't it be romantic to have a honeymoon baby? My gynecologist said most women are very fertile right after they... I trailed off as his expression changed. What? The pill? He scratched the stubble on his chin. Sweetheart, I can't believe you kept taking the pill after our conversation in Bermuda. I pushed back from his chest. What conversation in Bermuda? About my vasectomy. The warm, dreamy afterglow evaporated in the first icy twinges of shock. Mark, quit it. Is that supposed to be funny? We talked about this. At the French restaurant on the sea cliff, remember? I told you I'd had a vasectomy after I divorced Brenda, and you said you were fine with it. I rocketed into a sitting position because I was suddenly horribly afraid that he wasn't kidding. What the hell are you talking about? I yanked the blankets up to cover my chest. How much did you have to drink tonight? I'm not drunk. He reached over, covering my hand with his. But we discussed this, Stella, right before I asked you to marry me. He had surprised me in Bermuda with a diamond ring and a proposal on the pink sands under the huge white moon. I had cried when I'd said yes, so stunned and grateful that I had found such a wonderful man, that I would get the chance to start a family with my soulmate. We did not talk about this. I definitely would have remembered you mentioning a vasectomy. I told you, he insisted. I did. The night we went dancing, remember? We had dinner in that restaurant with the amazing wine list, and then... And suddenly I knew exactly which night he was talking about. The third night of our vacation, when I had decided to overindulge in frosty, pastel-colored drinks topped with paper umbrellas. Oh my God. You mean the night I got so drunk I threw up in the bushes behind the hotel? He nodded, looking relieved. Yeah, that night. That's when you told me about your vasectomy? He nodded again. You said you were fine with it. You said as long as we were together, nothing else mattered. Because I'd had a bottle of rum instead of dinner. Mark, you could have said you wanted to have a threesome with me and Brenda, and I would have been fine with that too. You know how I get when I drink on an empty stomach, and you know I hate French food, but you insisted on... I clapped my hands over my mouth. You knew. You planned this whole thing. Sweetheart, he looked alarmed. Don't be ridiculous. Hand to God, I thought you... You picked that French restaurant on purpose, so I'd have all wine and no food, and then mix it with rum, and then... I scooted way over to the edge of the bed. You lied to me. Stella, listen. His voice took on an edge of desperation. I would never lie to you, ever. I love you more than words can say, and don't you even. You know how I feel about this. I glanced down at my belly, which, according to my new husband of 12 hours, would not be swelling up with a honeymoon baby anytime soon. When we met, I was a nanny, for God's sake. Well, he paused. As of this morning, you're a stepmother to my lovely daughters. Your lovely daughters want me dead, and one of them's older than I am. I leapt out of bed, stomped over to the rustic wood-paneled bathroom, and wrapped myself up in the plush white bathrobe hanging next to the jacuzzi. How is that anywhere in the same ballpark as a baby? They don't want you dead, he soothed. Ha! Taylor held onto her steak knife for the whole reception. She was just waiting to get me alone. Try not to take it personally, sweetheart. She's never liked any of the women I dated after the divorce, but she'll come around in time. Marissa likes you, or she will, anyway, once she gets to know you.